When Potter died the first time, you are probably aware that he spent about 20 minutes in a cleaner King's Cross station. And yet, unbeknownst to you, he did not turn back immediately to resume the fight with the Dark Lord. Instead, he took a purgatory tube ride to this cramped Croydon flat, where, along with Dumbledore, myself, and a few other special guests, we watched the Harry Potter movies back to back. And thus, a final chance remains to get closure on wounds that still fester.
Oh, you're joining us, Severus.
You started without me.
Well, we had no idea what you were doing down there, or how long you were going to be.
Is that your theme tune? Bit quiet. Not very bombastic.
It's mysterious. It's got an ethereal twinkle to it.
It can twinkle all at once. But if 9 people walk dramatically past the camera with that playing, they're going to look ridiculous. There's no vim, and certainly no chutzpah. What happens if you do that on the motorway?
What?
You take all the lights off the motorway and there's a pile-up. I assume that's a crime.
Oh, don't worry yourself. This is like a 20-mile-an-hour zone.
I should have known that you would be here.
Gosh, it's funny when you watch back old footage of yourself you've not seen in a long time, isn't it? You never notice yourself aging in real time, but then you look back and go, God, is that what I used to sound like?
I was going to say, you sound rather different.
Happens to all of us. You turn 30 and you start to notice your frown lines aren't going away. Turn 40 and you notice that your aches and pains are probably here for good. You turn 80 and, well...
Your entire face changes shape and you become Irish and start shouting all the time.
It's a funny old life.
Professor McGonagall?
Oh, a great school you run, Albus. Employing cats as teachers now. A great way to keep the costs down.
Cats are actually great salary negotiators, Mithrandir.
I didn't know you studied at Hogwarts, Professor Gandalf.
Oh, Dumbledore! There's a SWAT in here. Didn't tell me there'd be SWATs.
This is Harry. We can't watch The Philosopher's Stone without Harry now, can we?
Creeps me out. Looks like a waxwork.
Thank you for the feedback, sir. I'll take it on board.
Anyway, Barry.
Harry.
Yeah, whatever. I studied at Hogwarts for 2 terms. All the Astari are encouraged to spend a year studying abroad. I went to Hogwarts, Radagast went to Durmstrang, and Saruman went to Eton.
Professor Dumbledore, sir?
You brought the Deluminator, Professor, to ensure privacy and secrecy on this most important of missions. Am I correct?
Exactly, Severus. We didn't want to attract any unwanted attention.
Did you perchance tell that to Hagrid before he appeared on the scene revving the engine of a flying motorbike?
Oh, I'm pretty sure that's invisible to muggles or something.
The flying car wasn't invisible to muggles.
I mean, it's a grey area.
Why have you invited this villainous character to watch the film with us, Albert?
Villainous? This is Severus Snape, my closest friend and most trusted ally.
Where I come from, wearing a black robe and having long black hair is a really useful way to let everyone know you're the bad guy. Sort of a shorthand. If you're good, you should really have the good grace to have long, flowing blonde hair. It will be very attractive. Makes it so much easier for everyone around
Well,
you.
Severus is a man of conflicted loyalties.
So he's a baddie.
No, he's a goodie. He's morally complex.
What does that mean? I'm not familiar with that idea.
What's with the beard, Severus?
Can't be bothered to make a new deepfake, I bet.
What's that mean, Harry?
Sorry, Polyjuice Potion. I meant Polyjuice Potion.
Yes, I've drunk Polyjuice Potion.
Was that you, Barty?
This boy will be famous. There won't be a child in our world who doesn't know his name.
He's far better off growing up away from all of that. Until he is ready.
What, Severus?
Nothing. Just the way that you said that sounded like you were putting a rack of pork in the oven. Until it's ready.
He's not a pig destined for the butcher's block, Severus. He's a human boy. A juicy, tender human boy.
You're a teacher now, right?
A headmaster, yeah.
You don't think it's a safeguarding issue, leaving a baby on a doorstep?
It was the 80s. Child snatching wasn't a thing in the 80s. At least people didn't really report it.
Hold on a second. Am I dead?
What do you mean?
Well, you're dead, aren't you? I got that round robin from Professor McGonagall saying you'd die.
I did die, yes. Pain in the ass.
And that baddie's dead too, right? Either that or just a grown man emo.
I am dead, yes. And stop calling me a baddie.
So what's going on with me? Is this heaven? Am I dead?
Don't you have to be dead to go to the Grey Havens?
Kind of. I mean, it's never really explained properly.
Well, you're here, so I guess you must be sort of half dead or something.
Like me.
Oh my goodness. I'm watching a movie with a half-dead child. Now I feel depressed.
No, don't worry, I'm just visiting. I'm just halfway through the final battle at the moment. Me and Professor Dumbledore thought we'd rewatch Philosopher's Stone while we're here.
You don't want to get back for this. Sounds like quite a key battle.
I think time's frozen back there, or really, really slow.
Something like that. It's not really explained. Probably doing a Narnia.
What other dead people have you got coming round for this?
Pretty keen to see it. Finally get to see my boy do me proud.
Dad?
Oh my God. Are you my son? I thought you were some random Hufflepuff.
No, I'm Harry Potter. Your son.
Jesus Christ.
Am I a great disappointment to you?
I just thought my child would be less awkward than this. Bit taller, less tense, broader shoulders. The kind of guy where every girl he meets wants to jump his bones.
Not very charismatic. Wake-up call, then kicking him back in his room.
I see Dudley underwent bellboy training at the Ibis.
How many are there?
It's like Bilbo's 71st all over again.
How many presents did he have?
Oh, you've got to remember, he celebrated his 61st birthday with a vast hoard of treasure from inside the Lonely Mountain. That set a really dangerous precedent. Meant that his 70th had to be celebrated with a vast hoard of treasure and 9 more things.
This is what we're going to do. Is that when we go out,
Glaring at
we're
him
going to buy
like
you
that
2 new
on his
presents.
birthday of all days. You can see the spoilt rich kid personality has already taken root.
I know he's been pretty selfish, but it is his birthday.
Any funny business, and you won't have any meals for a week.
Maybe I shouldn't have left him with them.
Vernon. You chose Vernon.
But the spell, the magic protection spell.
Yeah, but if he's starved to death, what use would he be?
You want him fattened up like some juicy hog.
No, just standard meals.
If it were me and I were a muggle, I'd file that one under funny business.
Turning a snake into my only son. Yeah, funny business all day long, that.
There's no such thing as magic.
Ridiculous.
How long did it take to train the common owl to do that? Like dropping a 3-pointer through the eye of a needle.
Each owl has a team of 8. Personal trainers and nutritionists.
And you can afford that in the budget. Instead of using the post office.
Well, we are technically a not-for-profit charity, so all the school fees have got to go somewhere.
Oh, Marge is ill.
Dudley went to Harrow.
Smelting's Academy.
Academy. Dudley went to state school. And that's what they were.
No. Gandalf, you have a surprising amount of knowledge about the British educational system.
Funny well.
Dad, look! Harry's got a letter! Hey, give it back, it's mine!
You ended up sending quite a few of those, didn't you?
More and more every day. They just weren't getting back to me.
Well, they're a busy couple with a school-aged child going through the stress of getting him ready for secondary school. It's understandable they might take a couple of days to respond to a written letter. You know, write their reply, buy a stamp, find time to go down to the post office. Presumably you gave them time to do all those things.
Well, I Just really wanted them to get the message.
So you went straight to being essentially a menace to harassment.
Well, I hope Vernon was mentally robust enough to withstand a bit of a charm offensive. I think his grip on reality might actually have been fairly tenuous. And those letters were all it took to push him over the edge.
Fella's lost his goddamn mind.
You handwrite all of those.
Yeah. This is making me really quite angry, actually, which is an emotion I don't really have the capacity to feel, unless someone like tricks a cup or something. My hand was proper cramping up from writing all those letters.
It was around about this time that I started to suspect that he was hiding something from me.
Please don't forget to subscribe.
UPS should do that instead of a safe space. I'm not booking half a day off to receive a package they don't even try to deliver.
How bad is your hand-eye coordination, son?
I got your vision, Dad.
It's so bad that you're nearly drowning in letters and you can't get one open before he grabs you and pins your arms. You were dancing in them for about 10 seconds in full view of everyone.
Clammy hands. The seal kept slipping.
Should your focus not be on a grown man bodying your 11-year-old son, Potter?
Have some personal agency.
That's it! We're going away!
That's where the Dursleys have a holiday home.
We had to go there with them once.
Can't imagine Vernon bragging too much about that down the Surrey Country Club.
I demand that you leave at once. Dry up, Dursley, you great prune.
Vernon was a split second away from killing a man in cold blood.
If I'd known the letters were going to have this effect on him, I'd have sent more.
Of course, you know all about Hogwarts.
Sorry, no.
Didn't even skip a beat. Very matter of fact.
Well, he just said something that wasn't even a word, so I just shut down that conversation quickly and professionally.
You're a wizard, Harry.
Surely he would have already known that.
Well, no. Haven't you been watching? The Dursleys kept the letters from him.
Yeah, but he'll have the memory of falling to Earth in a shooting star with a divine mission assigned by the Mire, won't he?
Wizards are a bit different over here, Professor Gandalf. We don't all have a divine mission. A lot of us are just trying to get by and just get on with our life.
Why are you talking like that? Swat. You can relax. We're just watching a film together.
This is just how I talk.
All the time.
Leave it, James. That's just who he
It
is.
sounds ridiculously tense. Like he's trying to poo. Or trying not to poo.
That's not a very nice thing to say.
I can't be a wizard.
This is why we have gatekeepers.
I mean, I'm just Harry. Just Harry.
Perfect sister being who she was. Mother and father were so proud the day she got her letter.
Petunia, feel like you're bringing some of your own stuff to the table here.
I think you got a bit of work to do on yourself, Petunia.
And then she met that Potter.
Oh, some common ground.
Muggle.
Non-magic folk. This boy's had his name down ever since you were born.
So how many wizards are there in your world?
We're a thriving community. Witches, too.
What's that? What's one of those?
Women who do magic.
Women? Women?
Surely you've got women where you come from.
I think we've got one or two.
He will be under the finest headmaster that Hogwarts has ever seen. Albus Dumbledore.
Excuse me.
Your interim doesn't count.
That's your magic staff. That's what you use.
No, I can see that that's a confusing introduction to our wands, though. It's very much a red herring. Just unfortunate that the first wand you saw was indeed an umbrella.
I'm not knocking it. Never thought of adapting my staff so it could keep you dry. People always ask for that. And I always say, wait for the rain to stop. It's my passive-aggressive solution.
Did you know that Hagrid flagrantly disobeyed the rules like that in conducting his everyday business, Albus?
I didn't know about this specific incident, but I'm willing to overlook it.
What is your official policy on rule breaking? It seems flexible.
Breaking the rules can be overlooked if it's done by a likable character.
And whether or not someone is likable is down to
my own personal feelings on the matter.
Right. So the same rules as Eton and Harrow.
Exactly.
Never mind all that. How do you make someone grow a pig's tail? I want to learn that.
Can you actually do any magic? If you don't mind me asking.
I beg your pardon? I'll have you know I once shouted, I'm not trying to rob you. At someone who made the background go sort of greyish. And made my voice so loud and boomy.
Right. No, yeah. Pretty impressive.
But what I wouldn't give to be able to give someone a pig's tail. And you as Saruman would have gone down pretty differently if I'd been able to make him sprout a little pig's tail. But as you're none, human.
Don't know why he's so perturbed. Tails are well known to give you extra balance. Like having more toes sprouted above your ass. I'd welcome them.
Probably in shock. I know that because the state of the pig's tail is an indicator of how stressed they are.
Another advantage.
What exactly are these things?
They're goblins, Harry.
That's what your goblins look like.
Yeah.
And they're goodies. They look like that. And they love gold above all else.
You seem to have a problem with our universe.
Nothing. Nothing.
Vault 687.
You did put him on an allowance, Albus. You want an 11-year-old spaffing a legacy fortune on sweets and chocolates.
Best not to mention this to anyone, Harry.
I think it would have been real easy to have asked him to wait in the cart there, Hagrid. You great lummox.
Why don't you run along there and wait? I just got one more thing I got to do. Won't be long.
That shop has been around for over 2,000 years.
Yes. Why?
In the wizarding world, you recognize the significance of the Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ.
Well, we think his magic was really rather tame. Conjuring fish and bread, walking on water. Resurrection's pretty cool, if somewhat short-lived. But if he wants to reveal himself to the Muggles and be their king, then fine, but don't try and straddle both our worlds. Make your choice and stick to it.
The wand chooses the wizard, Mr. Potter. It's not always clear why.
It's the most expensive.
Oh, what are the chances? The most expensive wand in my shop really wants you to buy it. Wish I could explain why, but them's the breaks, I guess.
It's a clever business model.
Does it to everyone. Rigs up a bunch of fake wands to make you do embarrassing stuff, then hands you a real pricey bastard and does this whole, oh, nobody knows why shtick. Real snake oil salesman, all of that.
What embarrassing things did your trick ones make you do when you bought yours?
First one made me do some really racist tweets that I had to publicly climb down from. Second one made me shit myself.
No, wouldn't want that. Wouldn't even be looking at the price at that point.
Maybe she wrote it down.
No, I can't spell it.
Too many of our graduates are sadly illiterate.
They may end up with good magic skills, but we don't really prepare them all that well for later life.
I reckon he's out there still. Too tired to carry on.
Well, we can all relate to that.
What are you looking at?
Well, that's just rude.
That's something out of Willy Wonka. Have a rail car.
The Hogwarts Express is funded by the school, so no.
Of course it is. No replacement bus services for these children of privilege.
There must be a mistake. This is platform 9 3/4.
Really, it shouldn't have gone through the barriers until they called the platform on the big screen.
The platform only has one train and it only goes once a year.
So many RCLNER people tell me off for using the app to preempt the platform when I don't have a seat reservation.
Well, you are trying to game it.
So, if you divvy up your platforms by the quarters, where does, say, platform 9 1/4 lead?
Somewhere magic. where magic happens.
Chessington World of Adventure.
What the shit? You teach this stuff to children?
It's pretty basic stuff, Mr. Gandalf.
You need to start respecting your elders a bit more. You specky little sprog.
Duly noted, sir.
Is this guy written by an algorithm or something? Looks like someone programmed a child from the 1950s. It's weird. It's creeping me out.
Best do it at a bit of a run if you're nervous. Good luck.
Love at first sight.
What a slow burner.
Anything off the trolley, dears?
No, thanks. I'm all set. We'll take the lot.
Asshole.
I was trying to be nice. I thought Ron's sandwiches looked a bit basic, a bit sad, a bit dog-eared.
Oh, what, his homemade sandwiches that his mother made for him with pride and
I
love.
thought he'd appreciate a nice treat.
So you decided to pull some gold coins out of your pocket in front of this working-class child. To buy everything available to you, establishing an imbalanced power dynamic right at the start of your friendship.
I didn't really think about it that way.
Oh, leave him alone, Snivelus. There's nothing wrong with flashing the cash now and then. Chicks love rich boys. The girls will be all over him when they hear there's a hot little rich boy on the train.
You know, there were other children on that train as well. Children who probably had their own ideas about buying a few snacks for the journey. Who might have something to say about this new aristocrat kid who just took the lot.
I didn't mean to upset anyone.
Unbearable little pipsqueak, honestly. Not an ounce of your mother in you.
Don't talk about my mum that way.
Oh, because you knew her, right? You knew her really well.
Well,
This is Scabbers, by the way.
Oh, f*** me. Scabbers, is it? Watch out for that rat, lad.
Ron? Ron's all right, Dad.
Well, he's poor.
Turn this stupid fat rat yellow. Are you sure that's a real spell? Well, it's not very good, is it?
Sorry. Who am I supposed to like in this film?
These are our heroes.
You're joking.
Yes, it's my story, Professor Gandalf, sir.
You're the lead. I thought you were just some sort of audience POV character to get us into the story. Am I going to have to spend a whole film with these annoying brats?
8 films.
Come again.
They become a bit more likable as it goes on.
Until Goblet of Fire.
Yes, then they will become intensely dislikable. Then later they become slightly more likable again.
How likable are they at the end of the last film?
Sort of vaguely likable. You feel quite neutral about them all by then, don't you worry?
Well, that sounds like one heck of a journey. I cannot wait. I feel like if that's your commute to school, it would just give you so much confidence.
What do you mean? How does that give you confidence?
Well, it's just if your way of getting to school was via lantern-lit rowing boat to a majestic castle built into the cliffs, you'd really get a feeling of being someone in this world and that you are destined for success.
No, this is a bit of a one-off just for the first years. It's quite ceremonial.
Still, the point stands.
Now, in a few moments, you will pass through these doors and join your classmates. But
Very instant.
any rule breaking, and you will lose points.
And this is at the discretion of the varied teaching faculty.
Yeah, very much so.
Is there an independent adjudicator?
Absolutely not.
It's true then, what they're saying on the train. Harry Potter has come to Hogwarts.
Ah, good. A friendly character.
That's one of the villains, Gandalf.
What are you talking about? He's got blonde hair. I told you, goodies have blonde hair.
Well, the entire Malfoy family has blonde hair, but their loyalty to the Dark Lord ran very deep indeed.
Crikey, these films are so hard to keep a track of. Why can't you have a simple system and stick to it, like blonde hair good, dark hair bad?
It's a bit of a slippery slope, that, mate.
The Dark Forest is strictly forbidden to all students.
Dark forest, strictly forbidden. Why not call it the Forbidden Forest?
That is its colloquial name.
It's Harry Potter.
I imagine this is what going on Love Island feels like. Instant overnight fame. Everybody's staring.
You seem to have thought about going on Love Island a lot, Severus.
And what's wrong?